Hey, Scott Hylton, Scott Talks. Today I'm going to talk about Sunrise on the Reaping, the new Hunger Games book. And I enjoyed it. I really did. Susan Collins did another great job. Jefferson White, who plays Jimmy on Yellowstone, was my narrator for this because I'm not a big reader. I'm a little dyslexic, so I don't enjoy reading as much as most of you out there. But I really enjoyed it. I really did. Woody Harrelson's character was the inspiration for this. It takes place, he's Hamish Abernathy, and it takes place well before Katniss was around. And he gets stuck in the 50th anniversary of the Hunger Games, which means they pick twice as many boys, twice as many girls from each district, just to let everybody know. And the movie's already in production. It's expected this November, 2026 November. And they've got the cast and everybody together. They've got a guy named Joseph Zada playing Woody Harrelson's role. He'll be Hamish, young Hamish Abernathy. And one of his friends that we'll see in the Hunger Games will be by McKenna Grace, who we saw in Ghostbusters and a bunch of other movies. Give her dark hair and think Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbuster movies. And we're going to have Ralph Fiennes as President Snow. Yeah. So that'll be great. And a lot of other people. I cheated. I'll be listening to the book. A lot of times I'd be out doing gardening type stuff and honey-do list. Not mowing because it's hard to hear. And I ride a bike, and sometimes I'm with the air going. I usually have bone conducting headphones, so it's good to listen for cars, but it's not good for listening to books. Plus, you have to stay focused on the road. You can listen to music, background, maybe a podcast. Great. But a book, you really want to keep up with that. So I found around the yard or just getting ready in the mornings, not want to bother anybody, put those bone conducting headphones on. For you guys, it's probably just earbuds, but they fall out of my ear. And you can listen to a book. And it gets going. It's great. And I've used Audible a lot of times. But there are other stars that are going to be in this movie. You can look it up on the Internet Movie Database. But yeah, I really enjoyed the book. It was neat because you know the outcome. It's like any good movie where you kind of know at the end what's going to happen because it's a prequel or something like that. But how they get there and all the things going on underneath. And President Snow, young President Snow, And when I was thinking of Jimmy, because anyone that's seen Yellowstone, it's a classic show, you gotta see it, knows Jimmy's a goofball. Jimmy's a nut. And the actor that got it, I was like, he's gonna be good, the narrator? And then I remember Donald Sutherland, who's President Snow in the original movies, began his career playing the goofball, playing just all sorts of crazy characters. Always stood out, because he was so goofy and playing these out there characters. And he's one of the few actors that can he could handle comedy, drama, anything you throw at him, he could do it. And proved it time and time again. And actors like James Garner who can do that. He said it's very difficult for a lot of actors that are really great at drama to handle comedy, and for comedians to handle drama and get away with it. And Robin Williams was great at it. He was just the ultimate comedian, but he could do the drama and the heavy lifting. And I gave Jimmy the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna see if Jimmy can step up for this audio thing, and he did great. He really did great. I can see him getting more and more things to do. But the book, that prequel, just knowing the intensity and the stuff he had to do and the fact there were extra kids involved and the deceit and the dirty play that the districts got on this deal and the explanations of certain districts that had trained. I mean, if you think about it, if your kids were going to be in a risk of being in the Hunger Games, I think it was age 8 to 18, you would be training them. You would be showing them survival skills. They wouldn't be learning this stuff at the last second. And some of the districts had done that. And they mentioned that as 3 main districts that a lot of the kids had gotten skills in fighting and stuff. But Hamish is from 12, like Katniss would be. And it's poor, and it's Depression era and poor. But, where Snow is, it's just super technology advanced beyond anything we've got now. It's just rich, people are well off, and this punishment you have in the Hunger Games is a punishment, and it keeps everyone in line. Don't do it again. Don't try to revolt against the Empire. Yeah, just don't do it, or we got your kids at risk, and it's just the manipulation during the games and the traps and the evilness of the people there. It was just amazing. It was coming from the book, and he was constantly at threat. Just trying to survive with the other kids that might kill you. There were genetically engineered creatures. There were plants. Everything could get you and kill you in a moment's notice. And they're watching everything. People are watching on TV as entertainment to watch these kids get slaughtered. And Hamish, it opens up with Hamish's birthday. Happy birthday, Hamish. And he's like, yeah, what a birthday. Same day as the Hunger Games, People are going to get picked today for slaughter. And no one wants to celebrate his birthday because that's every time the Hunger Games is that's his birthday. And you're like, oh, crap. It's like having a birthday on Christmas and you're only getting one gift from their aunts and uncles. This is for both. You're like, oh, crud. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. Meeting the different characters and cheating and looking at the Internet Movie Database to see what they look like. Oh, yeah, that's who's going to play them. Well, yeah. The lady that played Catherine the Great from Hulu, the mature version of The Great, she's in it. So if you enjoyed that, you'll be like, really? When does it come out? Yeah, November 2026. So it's going to be good. And it was neat getting that jump so I can see how they change things, because in a 2-hour movie, you got to cut some characters. You're probably going to see little clips. The new Karate Kid is in it as Wyatt. And there are a bunch of people in it. And, a lot of times in movies where they have 2 hours to kill, they have to get the characters from the books and mesh a couple of them up. So, the one story suddenly becomes their story and this person's story gets melded into one big story for this character. So you get more interest in that character. And so I'm waiting to see how they handle that. Hamish has a love interest that he has to leave behind. And he meets this girl that's not going to be a love interest. I'm wondering if they're going to blend that in his story. Will he have the love interest or not? But I think cheating and looking at the Internet Movie Database, he will still have the love interest. And he'll have the other girl. That's right. It's my fault. But that's what they have to do if you have 2-hour movies. Now, one of these days, one of these Hunger Game books may go to streaming. And they may make a series, 8 parts, something like that. And then you'd get the whole book. You wouldn't have to hardly edit anything. And you'd get all that unique stuff. Like they're doing the Harry Potter stuff all over again. And people complain, oh. But I remember when the Harry Potter movies came out, all the people were reading the books going, they left this scene out. They left that scene out, blah, blah, blah. And was it The Deadly Hallows? One of the movies had an opening that was from another book. And the director liked that opening so much. He didn't get in the other book, movie, so he used it in his. And it was a neat scene. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's different. And he turned out to be like an Oscar-winning director later. You're like, oh. So it was one of my favorite Harry Potter movies. And I think it was Deadly Hallows, I believe. But yeah, and they could cheat in this. They could just as easily grab a scene that was cut from one of the other Hunger Games and stick it in as something happening. Or make something up and add it to the movie. But they have to blend so much. There's so many good things in the book. And great explanation if it's your first book. It's my first Hunger Games book. And I enjoyed it. I loved the fact she backstoried a lot of it. It really got you caught up. You know, I knew what was going on constantly. And I loved it. I loved it. I can't wait for the movie to come out. So get the book and read it. You're a reader. If you're not, get the audio. And if you've seen Jimmy on Yellowstone and go, really? He's going to be good? And I could hear his voice in the beginning. I was sitting there listening to it. That's just Jimmy. That's just Jimmy. That's this. I don't know. Because you get those previews. But as he got wrapped up into the story and he started doing other voices and characters and bringing the emotion in, I was like, oh, man, he's doing a good job. I forgot it was Jimmy. After a while, I forgot. And that's good. That's a thumbs up. So enjoy it. And look forward to the movie. And maybe one day they'll redo the Hunger Games into Netflix 8-part series and we'll get to see parts that were missing all this time. So have a great day. Enjoy the book. Yeah. And Susan Collins, thanks.